and welcome to the virtual open day for the pre-preparatory and preparatory schools at Somerset College. I'm Patricia McNaught-Davis. I'm admissions liaison at the school, and I'm coming to you live from Somerset West in the beautiful Western Cape. And see, we've even picked some lovely indigenous flowers, especially for you this morning. Thank you for making time to join us for this virtual open day. We really miss not seeing your faces, and particularly the faces of your children. But we've got an exciting program lined up for you today, and I hope it will inspire you to come and visit us for real for a tour one of these days. Some of you watching this morning are from various parts of the country. I want to say hi to Gauteng. I've met lots of you recently. And also we have guests from across the world, and I'd particularly like to say welcome to our guests from America, Nigeria, and Germany this morning. Just to let you know that as a school we are very concerned about COVID protocols, and as a way of reducing the number of people taking part in this presentation, we have pre-recorded many of the talks, and only a few will be live. And I'm armed with my sanitizer at all times. We welcome your participation this morning. Please feel free to ask questions as they pop up when you're watching the videos or the talks. We have staff available who'll be able to answer quite a lot of those immediately, but we have a very important question and answer session at the end of the presentation, and we'd love to be able to share your questions with others. If you're asking them, others are asking them too. Let's start now, right at the top. We're going to meet the heads of the preparatory school and the pre-preparatory school. Then we'll give you a quick tour of the pre-prep, and then we're inviting one of our VIPs at the school to chat with you live this morning. She's one of the students at the school. That will follow with a visual tour of the preparatory school, and I hope you're going to really enjoy and stay with us this morning.
Good morning and welcome to the Somerset College Prep and Pre-Prep Schools Virtual Open Day. I am absolutely delighted to have you join with us as we share some insights into what makes our school so incredibly unique. My name is Craig Verdle-Austin, and I have the privilege of leading our hardworking, progressive and dynamic team. So what is it that makes us unique? What differentiates us from others? There are many aspects of our offering that make us special and unique, and I'd like to touch on a few of those with you this morning. I invite you to come in and visit us to find out other exciting and relevant aspects about our offering. From the outset, I need to acknowledge our dedicated and committed staff. One thing we hold dear at Somerset College is our nurturing and pastoral environment, which is supported wholeheartedly by our wonderful staff. The staff are certainly here to serve our community, something that has been truly evidenced in the last 17 months of the pandemic. It is our intention to position the school as the leading co-educational destination preparatory school of choice in South Africa. Our enrollment in the prep and pre-prep schools is extremely favourable, something we wish to maintain in the years to come. With that in mind, we have a strategy towards 2025 in place, which has an overarching theme of excellence. As a school, we aspire to excellence in all that we do, in every communication and in every conversation. It is this strategy which binds us and holds us. And when I say the word excellence, I do mean that we aim to achieve, but I would also like to add that it includes being the best version of ourselves. Excellence is not just about a number, it is also about the person. As a result of our recent strategy season, we are incorporating the growth of change-resilient children, as well as self-reflection and awareness, as common threads in all our strategies. Strategies need to incorporate recent learnings and be ever-evolving to meet the needs of today's child. The prep school philosophy is a holistic, nurturing and supportive one, set to empower and inspire each student. The school is to be described as a dynamic centre of excellence, offering Cambridge and STEAM curricula. The school also has an intentional structure which allows for deliberate deep dives into each milestone of a child's development. Our pre-prep, grades 000 to R, Junior Prep grades 1 to 3, Middle Prep grades 4 and 5, and Senior Prep grades 6 and 7 ensure age-appropriate academic, pastoral and extracurricular inputs which focus specifically on each child's pathway to the next phase of their journey. The prep journey is to be a memorable one whereby students add value in all environments. Somerset College Prep centres its decision making on what is best for each student in order that they thrive and flourish. Our prep school supports the one school philosophy and will strive to suitably prepare our children for the transition to senior school. It's also important to note that the majority of the prep cohort do enter our senior school, where they continue a strong academic and leadership footprint. Culture is very important to me and the team at Somerset College. We believe in an inclusive culture, a positive culture, a culture that is child-centered, a culture that asks the question, what is best for the children? Speaking of that which binds us and brings us together, our Christian values and ethos are also very important to us and is something we speak to throughout our days and weeks. Our academic and extracurricular programs show strength and depth and are robust in terms of internal and external benchmarking. You will shortly hear more about these offerings, as well as our arts and culture department. Community engagement is an integral part of who we are. We believe in what happens, as I call it, partnering beyond our gates. And we have struck up several relationships with our neighbouring community with the view that these relationships are reciprocal, in that we have much to learn ourselves in these partnerships. Our values of dignity, aspiration, creativity and contribution guide and shape our decision making. It is our intention that our children add value in whichever environment they find themselves, be that at school or beyond, in order to prepare them for lifelong learning. We strive to create children who think, who challenge, and if necessary, change the status quo. Our Pieta system of doing what is right forms our decisions. We aspire to be better versions of ourselves, and when those decisions are not quite well placed, we apply a restorative approach to setting that path straight. And on a pastoral note, we have now initiated termly wellness programs which serve the well-being of our staff, our parents and children. And our wellness programs have been extremely well received by our community. What a time we have experienced thus far, what with the current pandemic in our midst. But it is in a crisis that one learns the most about oneself, as well as those around you. I have to say that we have successfully navigated this crisis and will continue to do so, because of our entrenched sense of attention to detail, and again, our sense of community. We have rallied and supported each other, and I'm thankful to staff, to the parents, to the children for the roles that they have played thus far. I am confident that we will all cross the pandemic line together one day. The fact that the school has shown agility and flexibility in responding to the various levels of lockdown is testament again to our commitment and investment to the school. We believe in the school and we believe in each other. It has to be said that our children are happy, something that has not changed since my arrival some 6 years ago. The children are genuinely happy and safe, which I think speaks volumes about their well-being and pastoral care. When all is said and done, we aim to match the beauty of our campus with the beauty from within. How we speak to each other matters, how we behave matters, how we conduct ourselves matters, how we win, how we lose matters. So thank you for joining us today. As mentioned, what you hear today is a small window into what we are all about. And to hear the rest, please do come in and get a sense of our exciting and inspiring journey of hope and of magic and wonder. Welcome to our open day.
Welcome to Somerset College. I'm Carmen Weir, head of the Pre-preparatory school. I'm supported by a team of dedicated, highly skilled teachers who live and breathe our philosophy of every child matters. Our school focuses on the development of the whole child, and in doing so, we celebrate children, the way they develop, their social and emotional well-being, and the way they thrive and learn through play. Every aspect of our approach centers around ensuring that children have a sense of meaning in their lives. This comes from both social engagement and enthusiastic development of their own interests and talents. Our curriculum focuses on the knowledge, skills and abilities that research has shown to be central for supporting children today. It matters greatly to us what children learn, but it matters more that they get the habit and skill of learning, and more importantly, of life. The development of character, the forming of good habits such as caring for others, and a capacity for positive living and inner peace matter most. Of course, there is no formula for success, except perhaps an unconditional acceptance of life and what it brings. And so, I invite you to visit our school and join us as we journey through life with not only your child, but you as a family. This is our school, these are our children, and this is a glimpse of our offering.
Welcome to the Pre-preparatory School, the first step in your child's journey at Somerset College. I'm Patricia and I'm part of the admissions team. Thanks so much for joining me on this quick tour through our lovely facilities, surrounded by mountains and vineyards and beautiful spaces. Our school is a place of magic and wonder, of making exciting discoveries and developing a lasting love of learning. We welcome children who will be turning 4 into our 2 grade 000 classes. Our classrooms are filled with exciting and stimulating equipment, but my favourite is the light table, a deceptively simple and low-tech piece. But it teaches our children to look at something and see it differently. And that's the beginning of all creative thought and discovery. Think about it. The grade 00 year, 4 years old turning 5, is an important time for children to start working on their social interactions. They also have great fun developing their gross and fine motor skills, particularly through the creative arts aspect of the curriculum, which is a wonderful way to encourage imagination and expression. Teachers in our 3 grade R classes focus on preparing the children for the transition to grade 1. This includes a pre-reading and writing program supported by Jolly Phonics, which incorporates all methods of learning, visual, auditory and kinesthetic. Lots of outdoor play is essential for children of this age, developing upper body strength, gross motor skills, creativity, confidence and imagination. Activities include swimming in the summer, a comprehensive physical education program, class music lessons, and a weekly visit to the prep school library, a magical space. We also offer pre- and aftercare at no additional cost, so you can be assured that your child is safe and happy in a secure and well-supervised environment after school hours. So that's a little window into our pre-preparatory school. I hope you'll be able to come and join me soon for a real tour. Please send me an email and we'll make a time to get together. And now, while no one's here, it's my turn for the slide.
Good morning, parents, staff, and children. My name is Michaela McIntosh, and I'm here today to tell you the benefits of a Somerset College education. I've been at college for 7 years this year, and though that may seem like a long time, it has honestly felt like a second. I'm sure that the time would have felt much slower, however, if not for this school. Since my very first day of grade 1, the pupils and teachers have been nothing but welcoming, providing me with an incredible education and some of the best memories I have ever had the privilege of experiencing. When I came to the school, it was not nearly as large as it is today. Instead of having the grade 6 and 7 building, there was an empty field. When construction started, I'm sure that we were all skeptical and a little disappointed that our field was being built on, but in the year and a half I have spent in the classrooms, it has come to feel like a second home. The same can be said about the school's E-STEAM building. It was built a few years ago, and for the first few months, none of us actually knew what was happening. Very quickly, though, that trepidation was replaced by excitement, and at the opening ceremony, we were all eager to experience the new, sleek building which had graced our school. Somerset College has been an independent school for 24 years, and though I was definitely not here when it began, I can be sure that it was little more than a whisper of the thriving haven it has become today. I have seen pictures of what the school used to look like, and the progress that it has made is extraordinary. I, as everyone has, have gone through some tough times in life, but I always knew that no matter how a day had been, I could wake up the next, see my friends, and fill my head with so many new facts that the troubles that I had gone through would be thoroughly erased. Somerset College offers hundreds of incredible opportunities, from grade camps to markets, and many more. Many of my best memories have been made at the school camps, which begin in grade 2. I have been on a camp every year since grade 2 of my college career, and the time that I have spent there will forever be engraved into my memory. The school also offers many other opportunities, such as the grade 6 Orange River trip. I was picked to go on this incredible trip, but due to COVID, it was cancelled. Though the coronavirus has put a damper on our lives here at college, it has not stopped the teachers and staff from innovating and making us feel that much better about our new way of living. I would just like to say a huge thank you to everyone who has made my Somerset College time incredibly fun and memorable. I've had so much fun on this campus, and I am more than sure that you will too. Thank you for listening to me today, and I hope that you will greatly consider giving your child the Somerset College experience. I can promise that it'll be one that they remember. Thank you.
Welcome to the prep school at Somerset College. The next step in our journey of academic excellence from grade 1 to grade 7. We believe in the holistic development of your child and offer an exciting program of academic, cultural, sporting and outdoor adventure activities. Our values of dignity, aspiration, creativity and contribution are undergirded by our Christian foundation and are at the forefront of all that we do. We follow the Cambridge program for the core academic subjects of English, science and mathematics. Let's first visit the junior prep grades 1 to 3, where we have 3 classes per grade with approximately 22 children per class. Apart from the core Cambridge subjects, we also offer isiXhosa, Afrikaans, history, information technology, music, art and drama, physical education, library, life orientation, Bible education and philosophy for children, also known as P4C, which is all about developing creative and critical thinking skills, very important. We also use an inquiry-based approach in all our teaching. We strive for academic excellence and also encourage the development of a very important and necessary characteristic for life, grit. The school day starts at 8 a.m. and finishes at 2:20, and that includes a fun and varied sports program. At this stage, sport is all about participation, developing skills and building up your confidence. So everybody plays everything. Tennis, swimming, cricket, athletics, rugby, netball and chess. Our school uniform is actually the sports uniform, and that makes for easy to wash clothes that are great for active learning in the classroom and then just move seamlessly onto the sports field. And the good news is nobody loses their socks. Our senior prep school from grades 4 to 7 has a school day that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and ends at 3:20, and that includes a varied and exciting sports program with some interesting additions for our grade 6 and 7 students. Water polo, squash and Pilates. I'm sitting in front of a very interesting part of our prep school because I think it exemplifies what Somerset College Prep is all about, and that is what's best for your child and how children learn and how children's brains work. It all started when our head visited Finland a couple of years ago. Now, the Finnish education system is reputed to be amongst the best in the world, and he was very interested to see that no matter how freezing cold it was in the middle of the Finnish winter, the children were outside, out of doors, in open air classrooms, having their lessons there. And the reason for that is the brain works better when it's well ventilated, well aerated, oxygenated. Oxygen equals well working brains. And the children also, because of the space in an open learning environment, have more space to move, and movement is a crucial part of learning, helping children to retain information as well. And he said, let's do something like this at Somerset College. And so our outdoor learning space is a place for adventurous and exciting learning for all subjects across the board. Exciting, isn't it? And what I think is so interesting is that as we become more and more high-tech, and indeed we need to be so in education, we're also taken back to our roots and reminded that there is great value in the age-old way of teaching children under a tree. Oh, sorry, talking of high-tech reminds me that you haven't seen our computer classroom yet. Children in grades 1 to 3 do not need to bring their own device. We have plenty at the school for them to use. But as from 2022, children from grades 4 to 7 will need to bring their own device. We recommend a Chromebook because we're a Google school, but we can chat about that later when you need more specifications. Oh, by the way, cell phones are not allowed at the prep school. Our grade 6 and 7 students have their classrooms slightly apart from the main prep school building, but they move back there for library, IT, and music and drama. They have their art classes in the Esteem Centre, and I can't wait to show you that building. But in the meantime, take a look from the balcony of the grade 7 classrooms. From here, you can see 5 mountain ranges around our school. It's the long view, looking further, looking ahead, looking above. And that's what Somerset College Prep is all about. Preparing your child for the future. Giving them a sound academic foundation and instilling critical thinking skills. Having fun and building confidence through our sports and cultural programs. Pushing them out of their comfort zones with our adventure camps. Supporting them with a range of professional services in our student development unit. Equipping them with the all-round skills that they will need in order to be creative, resilient, and contributing members of society in the as yet unknown world of the future. I'd love to tell you lots more about our prep school. Why don't you join me sometime for a real tour? Send me an email and we'll make a plan. I hope you enjoyed that window into our pre-preparatory and preparatory schools at Somerset College and are getting an idea of who we are and what we do at our beautiful school. Please remember to ask any questions you may have. Type them in as they cross your mind, and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. We'll have a special question and answer session, and we'll be able to share the knowledge that we have and answer those questions with you. Now we've lined up some key staff members to give you a fuller picture of our academics, our pastoral care and extracurricular program, sports, arts, culture, and our exciting outdoor adventure program. Stay with us and enjoy.
I'm currently standing in our physics lab of our Esteem building. This is a world-class centre on our campus which is used by both our prep and our senior school children. You will hopefully soon get to visit our beautiful campus. On arrival, you will be met by children who are happy to be at school, as well as staff who aim to make each child feel welcome and part of the Somerset College family. Our beautiful facilities and campus provides one of the best environments in the world in which to learn, and children are often seen out on the grass having a chance to learn and collaborate together. Each child at our school is recognized and known. Each child is different and unique, and we ensure that our offerings speak not only to their academic development, but also the physical and emotional well-being of each and every child. Our academic offering is embedded in the Cambridge primary curriculum. This is an internationally recognized, skills-based curriculum which encourages independent thinking and deep understanding. This curriculum forms the foundation for English, Maths, and Science, and the same approach is used for our other subjects which follow an adapted CAPS curriculum. Our focus is not on content, but rather on the acquisition of skills and the ability to apply what is learned. Continuous assessment forms part of our academic journey, and this encourages independence and aims to develop our children as lifelong learners. Our unique eSTEAM program forms an exciting part of our academic journey. All children from grade 1 to 7 have eSTEAM as part of their weekly program. eSTEAM follows an integrated approach with specific focus on skills development as well as an awareness of the environmental impact of what they're working on. eSTEAM is guided by the teachers but allows the opportunity for children to implement their thinking and ideas. Children are often given a problem or a situation to explore and are given the freedom to collaborate and research and come up with ideas that could be implemented to help solve the problem. This program encourages independence and often involves a hands-on approach, with children being able to build and implement their thoughts practically. Our eSTEAM building is a world-class learning environment which encourages collaboration between our children. This year, during COVID, our whole academic offering moved online and continued uninterrupted for the duration of Term 2. We continued with our curriculum as well as our assessments and were able to issue full academic reports at the end of the first semester. We are certainly proud of the way that both staff and children embraced this opportunity. Many of these skills we acquired during online learning are now being used in the classroom now that we are back on campus. Somerset College Prep children are given a solid foundation, installing the necessary skills and independence for when they reach the senior school. The journey of each child is tracked and monitored, and the necessary support is put in place to ensure they thrive at their optimum. An important part of this process is the support offered by our Student Development Unit. Our SDU team is based on campus and offers the emotional and academic support for our children, parents, and staff. We aim to see each child thrive and grow as they move through the school.
Good morning. My name is Warren Bevan, and I'm responsible for overseeing the pastoral care as well as the discipline and extracurricular program at the school. It's part of my portfolio. However, I'd like to take this time this morning, and I've got 2 or so minutes to chat to you, to hone in on pastoral care, as I believe that is an important aspect of our school curriculum. The best way to sum up pastoral care is literally in 2 words: child-centric. The child is the center of any decisions we make, and it's important for us to keep the child at that center. Now, we need to keep in mind that a child is a holistic being, and that there are different aspects to the child. There's the emotional needs, there's the mental, there's also the social, physical, and also the spiritual needs of a child. And all of these need to be taken into consideration when we look at the child and design programs at the school and make choices. It's also important that in doing so, we create an environment where we believe at the prep school that the child has a sense of belonging, they have an identity, they also feel safe. So they are encouraged to strive and excel at all the different opportunities that the school has to offer. And at the same time, they're also allowed to fail. Failure is very much part of their learning process, and we put that all together to help the child as they travel through their journey, all the way from triple naught, as you heard early on, all the way up to grade 7 and on to the high school. Part of our strategic plan is also the teaching or the learning of 3 character traits we believe are very important for our children to have. Because one day when they are citizens and they're out in the real world, and as we know where we find ourselves at the moment, it seems like the world has gone crazy and is upside down with all the pandemic and the things that are going on. We need to develop character traits that help the children can manage these changes. And those 3 character traits are adaptability, flexibility, and I particularly like this one, change resilience. That word resilience is And so it's very, very important to us. So these character traits, we intentionally teach them. The class teacher does it in the classroom through various other lessons, life orientation, philosophy for kids lessons. And the pastoral team that I work alongside, we provide programs and activities and events which help to develop these character traits. One aspect that we like to make sure of is that there is self-reflection in the process. Because in self-reflecting, the child learns, yeah, I'm good at this, but maybe I'm not so good at that. And that's what I need to work at. So these are things all put together. Another aspect of pastoral care, and sometimes it's a frowned upon word, discipline. It's looked upon as a kind of a negative word. But at Somerset College, we do have a structured discipline system. We refer to it as the Pietis system. And you'll notice on our badges, on the web pages, there's a word called Pietis there. And Pietis means to do what is right. And so in the school, we encourage the children to make good choices, wide choices. Sometimes, unfortunately, children do make poor choices, and there are consequences for that. But our main focus is, how do we help that child move on? How do we help that child make a better choice later on in their schooling career and not then find themselves in trouble? So for us, the restorative process is key to our discipline Pietis system. I've shared a few little bite sizes, a few little key components of our pastoral care, and you've heard lots right from since 9 o'clock, listening to all the things we do here. And if I could encourage you to remember one thing, in actual fact, 2 words: child-centric. That is the core to what we do here at Pastoral Care at Somerset College. And as I end, I have one question that I would like to leave with you, the listener, whoever you are, parent, grandparent, mom or dad. I have a question for you. No doubt you have lots for us, and please send them through, and we'll endeavor to answer them later on. But the question I have for you is a rather simple one, but I believe a very powerful one. And it's this: does your child skip to school? We at the college certainly strive to create this sort of environment for your child. Thank you for listening to me.
We live in a world that calls for constant innovation and change. The COVID pandemic has expedited this call, which is no more evident than in our current education landscape. At Somerset College Prep, we have met this challenge head-on. Naturally, our innovative approach to our academic component is impressive, but we remain equally proud of the innovative way that we have approached our sports offering over the last 17 months. The stop-start nature of the sports season has been difficult for many of our children, teachers and coaches, with the potential to derail the work done to date. However, the constant search for a silver lining, despite the challenges, has meant that our sports program has actually benefited. The constant need for innovation and simulated competition has added a new string to our bow, and the direct recipient of this has been the children. It has been incredibly rewarding to watch the innovation shown by our coaches due to the various COVID restrictions and amended protocols. This experience has kept our children engaged and actively participating no matter the challenge. We recognize the important role that physical activity plays in our children's physical and emotional well-being, and this remains the center of our thinking. The sports journey for a Somerset College Prep child is one that requires a hands-on approach from multiple stakeholders. The sports department works in partnership with our student development unit, physical educators, class teachers and parents in an effort to get the best out of every child and to develop lifelong love for physical activity. We use the long-term athletic development model in the pre-prep and prep schools. The LTAD model is a combination of sports science and best practices in sports coaching and looks to optimize the way we develop children in schools. The simple purpose of this model is to get our children doing the right thing at the right age under the right conditions during their development. Our sports journey begins with an active start in the pre-prep, where our primary focus for our grade 000 to R's is physical literacy. It is here where careful attention is spent on planning the lessons that care for the affective, physical, cognitive, and behavioral domains. Our pre-prep children have 2 sessions a week with an experienced team of physical educators, where the focus shifts with the seasons. In the summer months, our children have a water safety swimming lesson, as well as a ball skills lesson during the course of the week. In the winter months, our focus shifts to an integrated motor program. In all of our lessons, careful attention is given to each developmental milestone, and we ensure that every lesson is age appropriate. All of these physical literacy lessons take place during the school day, which contributes towards a balanced approach to learning. In grade 1, we pay careful attention to bridging the gap between the pre-prep and the prep school by focusing on the fundamentals. In grade 1, our children have their first taste of compulsory afternoon sport, and this takes place twice a week. Added to this, we have 2 additional physical education lessons which we run during the school day. We refer to these additional lessons as an integrated day, and it is here where children are split into small groups and have the opportunity to try multiple sports codes under the guidance of experienced teachers and coaches. In grade 1, we do not play inter-schools matches, as we believe that our children are not emotionally ready to deal with the competitiveness that comes from it. Having said this, we do play internal matches, but these are carefully managed with the intention of promoting healthy competition in a safe environment. Our grade 2s and 3s are fully integrated into the prep sports program with 4 compulsory afternoon practices. Unlike the older grades, our junior prep children do not have a choice of which sports they would like to play. Studies show that prep children who play multiple sports not only have better muscle control, coordination, and spatial awareness, but are also more likely to remain physically active when they are teenagers and adults. The fundamentals model continues in grade 2 and 3, and we aim to strike a balance between active learning and preparing our children for competition. Our grades 4 and 5 enter into the learn to train phase of their development, and it is here where our children are given the choice of which sports they would like to play. While there is a little more specialization in these grades, there is still opportunity for our children to play as many as 3 sports in the same week and still be home by 3:30. These are 2 vital age groups, and it is for this reason that 4 days of sport remains compulsory for all grade 4 and 5 children. In addition to the 4 practices each week, our children have a physical education lesson, where a number of experiential learning elements are used. In the final 2 years of prep school, our children move from the learn to train model to the train to train model, and it is here where more specialization occurs. There are significantly more sports choices on offer to our grade 6s and 7s, and while sport remains compulsory, they are given the option of a day off from sport in order to help them deal with the increased academic demands. Again, we believe that this helps our children strike a balance in their day. In addition, our grade 6s and 7s also have 1 physical education lesson each week. While we are committed to helping every child find their niche in our sports program, we are also mindful of those children who have a genuine ambition of playing sport at a level beyond inter-schools level. With this in mind, we offer squad training in most of our sports codes, which takes place after school sport. These sessions cater specifically for ambitious athletes, but remains voluntary and are facilitated by some of our best coaches. Our Somerset College Cricket Academy is a typical example of this and is available to all of our ambitious boy and girl cricketers. In closing, I hope that you can see our intention of creating an authentic sporting pathway for each individual child. Our program is dynamic in that respect, as it acknowledges that every child is unique and should be given the freedom to develop at their own pace within a design framework. We have a talented team of educators who oversee the facilitation of our sports program. We are blessed to have former professional sports people, grand chess masters, Olympians, and former World Cup coaches on our staff, and they are well supported by a team of young and energetic coaches. On reflection, our coaching team is a wonderful representation of our Rainbow Nation and ensures the complete development of every child at Somerset College Prep.
Arts and culture at Somerset College is something that we are very proud of. We are a group of creative, passionate, and well-qualified teachers who strive for excellence in the department. The skills that are taught within these subjects, music, art, and drama, are there to educate children on their social and emotional behavior. We believe in nurturing each child's talents and strengths and hope to build self-confidence while being creative and having fun. We offer an exceptional class music curriculum from grade 1 to 7. It's a practical and modern approach. We believe that music at the school is for everybody, from marimba playing to pop bands to off instrument playing, singing. There's plenty of opportunity within our class music department. We also have a shining individual music department at Somerset College that hosts 19 different musical instruments. These children take part in musical examinations and are steadfast. We are very proud of our junior and senior choirs. We also have a jazz band and string and recorder ensemble. Art lessons are loved at Somerset College. It is a space where children get to express themselves freely and explore their creativity through different art methods and techniques. Art is a vehicle for expression, a communication tool. It is not necessarily about the talent of the artist, but more about the individuality and growth. Drama is also a very much loved subject at the school. During these very practical-based lessons, we focus on building self-confidence, emotional intelligence. We teach the children to act, and we teach them how to adapt to an ever-changing world, as we've seen during COVID-19. We also have a good laugh during our improvisational lessons. The Arts and Culture Department has quickly adapted to the online learning program during the COVID-19 pandemic. We've equipped ourselves and we've transformed what are practical subjects into an online learning platform that is still creative and well thought through. As a department, we believe in giving children opportunities to perform as much as possible, whether it be public speaking competitions, drama plays, whole school plays, art exhibitions, music concerts, or virtual music concerts. We believe that it is important that a child experiences what live performance is all about. There is a space for every child at the college to shine in our Arts and Culture Department.
Good morning, parents. From its early days, Somerset College has been intentional in giving the children a well-rounded education. And one of the focus areas is to expose them to education beyond the classroom, to give them an experience in a completely different off-campus environment that would excite them, challenge them, and develop a different skill set. It has proven to be hugely successful over the years, as we have fine-tuned the programs for each of our camps to be age-appropriate and stimulating. Camps Week is an absolute highlight on our calendar for the students, and I must add, for our teachers too. Although Grade 1s do not go away on a camp, they participate in Expedition Week, in which they compile a visual diary of the activities they do on the campus and the skills they learn. From Grade 2 on, each grade attends a camp in a safe environment where activities are facilitated by professional camp staff, keeping our boys and girls challenged in a space that is new to many, exposing them to things that they would not normally think of participating in back at home. Grade 2s are away for 1 night, 3s and 4s 2 nights, 5s and 6s spend 3 nights away. Through the age groups, not only is the sense of adventure increased, but also responsibility and accountability away from the influence of parents, allowing the children to grow in confidence and develop their sense of independence. The flagship of the PrEP Outdoor Education Program is the Grade 7 experience, a brand synonymous with a rite of passage into high school. The grade spends 5 days away in the beautiful Matroosburg, camping, hiking, raft building, paddling, rock climbing, abseiling, and various other activities, all geared towards personal growth and team building. You'll be happy to hear that the outdoor education journey at Somerset College does not end in Grade 7, but rather sets things up for further adventures in the high school, with each grade from 8 to 11 enjoying at least 1 camp per year. The highlight, of course, is the trek at the end of the Grade 9 year. Definitely the benchmark school's outdoor experience in South Africa, a deal clincher when deciding on a school of choice for your child.
I hope those talks have given you a good picture of what we stand for at Somerset College and how important your child is to us. Thank you to those who've sent in questions, and you're welcome to continue to continue doing so while we have our question and answer panel. They are Craig Verdel-Austin, who's the head of the preparatory school, Carmen Weir here at this side, the head of the pre-prep, and our 2 deputies, Ruth Evans and Warren Bevan, who are now familiar faces to you. The questions arrive on a big screen up there, so if it looks like I'm pulling questions out of the sky, I am to some extent. Our first question is one that I'm going to put to Ruth Evans, because she's in charge of our academics and STEAM, which stands for entrepreneurship, science, technology, engineering, art, and maths. Ruth, the question is, do you offer coding and robotics? And if so, from what grade?
Thank you, Patricia. As a school, we do recognize the need for coding and preparing our children for the future. And because of this, we have coding integrated into our IT classes in the prep school, and we also have it as part of our STEAM program. There's certain grades that do coding as part of their program during the STEAM. And the robotics is offered as a private paid extramural, which takes place after school.
Thank you, Ruth. The next question, Carmen, I'm going to direct to you because that's related to the pre-prep and also to aftercare. And the question is, are there meal options in the pre-prep and at aftercare? Thanks, Carmen.
Thank you, Patricia. We don't offer meal options at pre-prep or at aftercare. There are so many preferences and so many tastes, so we encourage a healthy lunchbox. We teach the children about healthy meals and inadvertently so their parents too, and encourage lots of snacks so the children are given ample opportunity throughout the day to have snacks from their lunchbox packed at home. Thank you, Patricia.
Thanks, Carmen. Those brain snacks are very important right throughout the school. I often see when I'm taking a tour around the school that the children are having a little snack, often particularly before a maths lesson, helping to stabilize those blood sugars. But it's important, and especially when it's cold, children get hungry more often. We have a question next for Warren Bevan, and that concerns sport. And the question is, what sport or exercise has been possible during COVID? Thanks, Warren.
Thanks, Patricia. Yeah, for us as a school, and I think for many schools, we have to respond to the lockdown levels. So at the moment, we're under lockdown level 3, which does allow us to run our full sports program. When the lockdowns went up last year or at the beginning of the year to lockdown 2 or even 1 last year, we were still able to run phys ed program where the focus was on skills development and fitness. So in essentially, yes, a full sports program at the moment, Patricia, and we are hoping to, this week, and in fact, Patricia, we're playing inter-house matches and according to our inter-house system, and that's happening this week, and we are hoping when the summer season starts to play cricket matches and tennis matches against other schools under the lockdown 3 regulations, which allow us to do that. Obviously, COVID compliant at the same time. Thank you, Patricia.
Excellent. Thank you, Warren. And a question that I'm going to put to Craig. It is technically an academic question that Ruth might also answer, but Craig, as you have general oversight over the entire school, would you answer this one? Was there significant academic time lost during COVID? This is a huge issue countrywide, and we hear frightening statistics about how much time has been lost to our young children. Could you answer that one with reference to our prep school?
Thank you, Patricia. So thank you very much for the question. And I'm very happy to say that significant academic time lost is a no. So we have, no matter the levels, no matter the lockdown challenges that we face, we have managed to have an academic offering throughout the year. I think we may have had lost 1 or 2 days right at the beginning where we transitioned to our online offering. So be it online offering, be it a hybrid offering, be it in the classroom, in-person instruction, I'm very happy to say that we have not lost significant academic time. And I must commend our teachers and our staff for putting all that effort and rigor in. So currently, yes, we're all at school and working hard. And I must say, if I go back to term 2 last year, when we were in level 5, the hard lockdown, and had to be online, we continued with our full academic offering in terms of assessment, reporting, and that was very well received by our community. So thank you, Patricia, and thank you very much for the question. And I think, no matter the lockdown, no matter the level, our academic offering continues. Thank you.
Our next question relates to food again. Craig, I'm going to send that one to you as well. Is there a canteen at the school?
So thank you for the question, and yes, we do have a tuck shop at the school. Again, depending on certain levels of lockdown, we've managed that. So currently we have an online offering for our parents that they can go online and order their foods, which are then delivered to the classrooms by the staff for the boys and girls. And as of next term, we're looking at opening our tuck shop up once again. And again, compliance with our protocols and regulations, we will look to do that. Our grade 7s currently use our senior school tuck shop, and we're looking to push our grade 6s there as well. And then our grade 4s and 5s at different break times to our 1, 2s and 3s will be using the tuck shop. And we will also have different ways of payment and apps to look after the financial side of the money, of the payments, and of course, as I said, following the protocols and sanitizing accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. I must say I was a bit worried when you said we had an online tuck shop that it might be virtual food, but it's real food and it's really good food. I must say I like to go down to the tuck shop every second week. There's calamari and chips and salad, and that's my favorite meal. Really nice, tasty food, and food that kids love at our tuck shop. Couple more questions. Warren, I'm going to put this one to you. Will there be camps for the school even during COVID? We all love to camp. Can this happen during COVID?
Thanks, Patricia. That's a very good question. And actually, it's a question we just put to our parents. We put a letter out about a week ago. And we are planning to carry on with camps under lockdown 3. We're able to do that. And we're getting the camps to confirm their COVID protocols. But later this term, we'll make a final decision whether to go ahead or not, depending on where we are in lockdown by the end of this term. However, what we do is we do plan scenarios, and we plan scenario B's and C's. So last year, in the first week in term 4 is when our camps, first and second week, when our camps and our children go out to camps. We were under lockdown, I think it was 4 or 3 at that time, and we were not allowed to go on camps, and the camp organizers were not ready for us. And so we organized an alternative program at school. We had kids canoeing in the dam. We had kids setting up tents on our main tabor fields. We had even our grade ones were learning how to kind of erect a tent and make little fires up on the sides of the fields by the vineyards. So we are able to still run an outdoor program, but that obviously will be COVID compliant. So at this stage, we are desperately hoping to go on camps, and a final decision will be made by the end of the term. But then we have these scenario Bs in place so that the children can still experience some of the activities that they would have done on camp. So yeah, still lots to look forward to, and we're holding thumbs that we're able to still go on camp. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. And I think what's clear also from that answer is the creativity of the school. COVID has certainly brought many challenges, but it's been an exercise in creativity in overcoming those. Another question, which I'm going to put to Ruth, and this question is, Ruth, are there assessment tests when children enroll at Somerset College Prep?
Thank you, Patricia. When children join the school in grades, maybe in grade 3, 4, 5 or 6, we do assessment tests when they come in, and we look at the level of English and maths with each child that joins. And this is such an important process for us to understand each child, to know what their needs are, and for us to know exactly where to pitch and where to help them when they join the school. So these assessment tests are an incredible part of joining the school, and something that we do, yes.
Thank you, Ruth. Back to the sports field, and back to you, Warren, for that one. Do we have more than one team of players per sport at Somerset College?
Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, part of our sports program, and you would have heard Mr. Bovals talk about it as head of sport and our phys ed program, is that we have a compulsory sports program, and so all the children are involved every afternoon in sports, and obviously in grade 6 and 7 they're allowed to choose sports. So basically, we do have more teams. So our under 11 cricket teams, we've got 3 teams there, and we combine our under 10s with under 11s. Under 13s for cricket, we do a similar exercise where we combine the age groups, and we have about 3 teams there. And in rugby, with our boys, we have normally an under 13A and under 13B team, an 11A and 11B as well. Netball, because there's smaller number of players that make up a team, Patricia, we do tend to have 1, 2, 3, or even 4 teams per age group. And the challenge, well, this year under COVID, we haven't played inter-schools matches, but the challenge is also trying to find matches for all those teams and to get the girls and boys out there. Hockey, and also we have many teams per age group, because mini hockey you have 7 aside, 8 aside, and at under 13 level we do combine our grade 6 and 7s, and we have about 3 teams there. So we do have a number of teams, and it's purely because of our philosophy that we want all the children active every afternoon out there playing. And it's just, COVID has just made a bit of a mess of that, but we're thankful we're allowed to do internal matches, and that is what we're looking forward to this week with our inter-house matches being played between the houses. So I hope that answered the questions. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. And perhaps I could just mention there that we have beautiful sports facilities at Somerset College. They're shared by both the senior college and the prep school. The prep school has their very own sports field as well, but it's really worth coming to visit us to have a look at those first-class facilities. Here's a question next for you, Carmen, and that's relating again to aftercare. The question is, could you run through the aftercare options? Where do the children go and what do they do?
Yes, certainly, Patricia. So we offer aftercare as part of our offering, which is a great value add for our parents. Due to that, though, our numbers have increased significantly, so we are flexible in where the children go. We have an aftercare centre, but due to the numbers on certain days, we do look at the weather, and then we may keep some of the children up at the pre-prep, and we communicate this to our parents all the time through the D6 or on our WhatsApp groups, so parents are always aware where the children are. As for the options at aftercare, we believe aftercare is an extension of the school day, so same rules apply, but of course children just want to enjoy their afternoon playing with their friends. We do have some structured activities, crafts, arts, for example, but the children generally play under strict supervision, and that's our aftercare offering.
Thank you. And perhaps just to mention there that we have specialist aftercare staff as well, so they are fresh. These are not teachers who've had a whole morning of children who are then moving to spend a whole afternoon with children, and I see lots of very happy faces at aftercare. Carmen, you can keep your mask off, because there's a next question for you. It concerns something that's very important for the entire Somerset College, and that's spiritual development. How does that work in the pre-prep level?
Thank you for the question. That's an interesting one, and yes, because of our Christian ethos and our value system, it is important to us in the pre-prep, and everything that we do is age appropriate. So it's developing children in their spiritual journey through the Christian ethos within the classroom. Everything that we do encourages children on that journey. So it's something that is sort of, runs throughout the daily program, from playtime to curriculum time to circle time. Everything has that thread of our Christian ethos and the values that we believe in at Somerset College.
Thank you, Carmen. I think we've come to the end of our questions. Thank you, everyone, for your answers. But I am hoping that all of you at home or the office, wherever you are watching us, have a very, very important question at the top of your mind, and that is, how do I get my child into Somerset College? How do we as a family join the Somerset College community? So I'm going to invite you to go to our website, www.somersetcollege.org, and on the homepage, go to Admissions. And there you'll find our online application form. It's a straightforward process to apply, and once we've received your application, we'll set the wheels in motion. As Ruth has explained to us, there is an assessment process, and we do that actually from grade 1 upwards. It's a wonderful way for us to get to know your child and to be prepared to receive a child. And then Craig Verdal-Austin also likes to meet with the parents, and this can be done in person, if possible, or virtually. And virtual has opened up the possibilities that you can live on the other side of the country and be enrolling your child at Somerset College with great ease. We can do those placement assessments also at the school your child currently attends, so they don't need to come physically to the school and to meet our educational psychologist. I would urge you to apply as soon as possible. Several grades have waiting lists, and really the only way into the school is to be on the waiting list. So please do so as soon as possible. And we've come to the end of our program. I hope you've really enjoyed what you've seen and heard, and you'd like to see and hear more. Thank you very much for being with us this morning, for the time that you've spared to come and find out about our school. And thank you also for your questions. That was very valuable input. And if there are any more, you're always welcome to email me at admissions@somcol.co.za, and we could also arrange for you to come and visit us sometime at the school. Please check out our website and all our social media platforms. Stay in touch, see what we're doing, and hope to see you soon. Many thanks for being with us today.